Legendary music producer and Recording Academy CEO Harvey Mason Jr. recently shared his thoughts on AI and its implementation in different studio sessions. So what is he saying? Is it over for us music producers and music creatives? Well, stick around to the end of this video so we can go ahead and find out together. Let's get into it.
There's not been a session that I've been in that somebody wasn't using AI to send a chorus, to come up with a beat, to write some lyrics, to figure out what some different melody versions could look like, to try different styles of production across some chord changes. AI is being used and is omnipresent in the creative process right now, at least at the highest levels. And I can tell you that as much as I would like to resist it and make sure that human creativity is preserved, because that is part of my job at the Academy, to honor human creativity, I have to tell everybody, I would not have a clear conscience if I didn't say this, that AI is going to disrupt the business.
Man, those are some interesting points. You know, one, he pointed out the creative use of AI. So people are using it to write lyrics, come up with beat ideas, you know, extend verses. I think there's an ethical way that we could possibly do that. Another thing that I've noticed from the different videos, people using Suno, is sometimes people will create a song in one style, let's just say a pop song, and then use Suno to make that same pop song into a reggae song or into an Afrobeat song. I think as long as the information, the data that is trained on is ethically sourced, which of course right now we're in muddy waters as far as the ethics of it, I think it can be fine as long as proper permission is given for creation of these different versions. There have been spotting of different producer tags in some of these different versions that the AI has been creating. So my concern is always, are the people where this music is being created from being trained on? Are they being compensated in some way? And of course, right now, there's definitely some litigation going on in reference to that. And another thing I was actually thinking as Harvey was speaking was the possible atrophy of skills. And what do I mean by that? As producers, as songwriters, as music creatives, sometimes we do have to hit those roadblocks and we have to challenge ourselves. We have to push ourselves. One thing is, if you're making a beat, sometimes producers, myself included, have noticed that last beat, the end of the day, when you're dead tired, you're almost literally falling asleep, and you just pull that energy out of you and you finally create that last beat. That could be your best beat of the day, but that comes from the challenge, the adversity, the being pushed into a corner and pulling out that last bit of energy that helps you actually cross the finish line. And if we're using AI to just help make things so easy, will there be a loss of that human skill, that ability for us as people to be able to just pull in the depths of our hearts and our souls to create something magical, instead of just prompting things, instead of just saying, okay, well, this is easier, let's just prompt it, you know, go ahead and export it and let's move on to the next song. But you know, man, some of the stories that I've heard about producers and musicians is, man, they're backed into corners. They have limitations, and that creates inspiration for some of the legendary songs that we've grown to know and love. So I'll be glad to know what you guys think in the comments. You know, is using AI to create beats and in studio sessions, do you guys feel like it's ethical? Do you feel like we're going to start to atrophy and lose some of the skills just by being so dependent on these prompts and, you know, AI platforms? I definitely want to know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you let me know what you think. This is an ongoing dialogue because everything is changing by the moment. So we got to make sure we keep each other informed. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit like and subscribe. My name is Desmond A, and I'll be back with more great videos. Peace. Wait, before you go, make sure you go to DesmondASounds.com, where you can get free FL Studio patcher plugins, free loops, free guides, everything you need to level up your music production. Once again, go to DesmondASounds.com or click the link in the description. Go there now and totally transform your music production.